Hi friends, welcome to Scapegoat Saturday. My name's Jess, I'm a therapist and a scapegoat, and in this video I'm going to talk about the lessons that I have learned from my narcissistic parents. Hi friends, thanks for spending some time with me today. So this video is inspired by a meme that I saw through social media, which you may well have seen. And I thought it was very apt to the estrangement conversation. And the meme says, "I didn't walk away to teach you a lesson. I walked away because of the lessons that I learned." Something like that, or pretty close. And it really got me thinking that to me, that's the heart of what happens in estrangement. It's the difference between alienation and estrangement. Alienation is when we try and hurt somebody else by leaving. Estrangement is when we get to the point that we just feel like there's nothing else we can do. We know what the situation is. We know what we're dealing with now, and nothing is changing. All of our cards have been played, and so we make that really difficult decision to leave. And so when I was thinking I thought about the lessons that I have learned from my narcissistic parents. And I think that some of the coaching work that I do with other scapegoats and the comments that I get on a lot of my videos, I think that these lessons may resonate, and as always I'm really curious to hear what lessons you learned from your experience. So the first lesson that I really learned from my narcissistic parents is, no matter what I do, I will always disappoint them. And it really doesn't matter what the thing is. It might be something that was okay yesterday isn't okay today. It might be that there's something that's okay for other people to do but not for me. But underneath our relationship there was always this feeling that no matter what I did, I was always like, oh Jess. It was whatever I did, I was fundamentally a failure to my parents. And so the really big problem is, though, that I've learned and I've realized that I am not a disappointment to myself. I am worthy, I am reasonable, I do my best. No, I'm not perfect, but I try, and I try to do better every day. And that makes me worthy. And so when I disappoint you by being me, it makes it really difficult for me to be able to continue a relationship with you. And the second lesson that I learned from my parents was that their love comes at a price, if it comes at all. There are always strings attached. It's always conditional. There's always some hidden underlying agenda. And so often when I did get any kind of love, it was almost given not because I deserved it or they felt that I deserved it, but more because they were being benevolent, because they were bestowing their love on me. But you know what? I've also learned that I do deserve love. I haven't committed any horrible crimes. I'm not some undeserving, horrific human being. I'm worthy of love, and I'm worthy of love on merit of just that pure and simple piece, that I am a decent human being who is a part of your family. And so to not give me that love, or to make it conditional on when it suits you or when it works for you, it just doesn't jive for me. The third lesson I learned from my parents is quite simple, which is that I can't trust you. Your words and your actions don't line up. You say one thing and you do another. And I learned finally, after many, many decades, that it's the actions that count and not the words. And when actions tell a different story to what the words are saying, and it's happening time and time again, at some point I had to wake up and see what the truth was. And the truth was not what you were saying. It wasn't that pretty story you were giving me, but it was the way you were treating me underneath. And that wasn't okay. The fourth lesson I learned from my parents is how I do not want to live. I want to live in truth, in decency, in compassion, in helping each other out, in bringing the best self that I can at the time. And if I don't do a good job, then I apologize and I make amends and I learn from it. That is the life that I want to live. And I'm not willing to compromise on it, because I know and I felt the fear and the desolation of being punished, of being abandoned, of being betrayed by the people, the very people who are professing to love me and to have my best interests at heart. And I've been in that situation where everything is stripped back, things are so bare and so raw, and I've appealed human to human, soul to soul, whatever that connection is, when I was looking for that basic, for that begging for that connection and compassion from a fellow human being, and not just any human being, my parents. When I asked for that, and I needed that, to bear that, to be in such a vulnerable state again and again, and to be mocked, to be told that it wasn't true and I was making it up, or to have that information, my vulnerabilities, those raw spots where we don't have our defenses up, we don't have anything there to help us, and the other person looks at us and is like, yeah, okay, I know. Now I know what your weak point is, and I'm going to store that away. And if I'm not going to take advantage of it today, I'm going to do it another day when it really suits me. So having experienced that core damage and knowing how deep those wounds cut, now I know. I know that that's not how I'm going to live. And the last lesson I have on my list for today, what I learned from my parents, is that without having them in my life, I have more peace. And it's ironic because they showed me what the silent treatment looked like. They cut me out when I wasn't doing what they wanted. It hurt, and also it gave me freedom. And so I guess I need to thank you, parents, for showing me that lesson, to show what it was like to not have to deal with balancing and supporting your needs and trying to live a life that you may or may not sometimes accept versus what I need to do and what's true for me and what's reasonable and decent and legal. I'm not going to compromise on that. The amount of effort and energy that goes into that, and it's a losing battle, is not worth it. And so having the clarity and having the energy back to live the life according to some basic reasonable principles that I need to live by, and that's what I need. And that peace that I get when I'm no longer in contact with you, it just speaks volumes. And that's how I need to live my life. Friends, thank you for sticking with me in this one. I'd love to know what you think. Please drop me a comment below. If you're dealing with something like this, please be kind to yourself. If you need some extra support, check out my website, give me a shout, we can have a chat, see if there's something I can help you with. And then you're not alone going through it. If you think this video would be helpful, please share it with someone else, and I'll see you again soon. Scapegoat Saturdays. Take care, friends. Bye for now.